baby, you don't have the thoughts, you don't have it in your heart to say what you want to do for these people and why you should be elected anyway. She's 32. Girl, wait for that teleprompter to come back on. I don't know who wasn't in her ear or what the case may be, but like I said, when the robot glitched, I was just like, y'all don't find this weird, y'all don't find that suspicious? And I'm glad somebody pointed it out. And I'm like, I saw it on YouTube, so I'm sure other people did too. But I'm glad that stuff like out, this stuff is actually being put out there. So like I said, we have the facts. But popularity contests often demand conforming to societal standards or trends, which can silence your inner voice and intuition. Ignoring your inner guidance can block spiritual insight, and personal growth. And that is definitely the fact of the matter because simple as that. Ignoring your inner guidance from what God tells you to do or who God calls you to be, because sometimes you may have to put on, I don't even want to say put on nothing, but sometimes you may have to hang out with a skeleton. And people may look at you like you are crazy. But they don't understand that it's a bigger picture to whatever is going on. Don't worry about what the bigger picture is because that's between me and God. But also another spiritual consequence of life being a popularity contest is the feeling of inadequacy, like I said, because especially if something doesn't go your way, you don't know how to look at it as sometimes, like they say, rejection is protection, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes you don't get to necessarily look at things like that because constantly comparing yourself to others may trigger feelings of inadequacy or low self-esteem, which can prevent you from realizing your spiritual potential and cultivating your own self-love. Because, like I said, I know people, especially, we'll just go with black men, because black men especially have this whole thing where they want to be, well, I'm not going to say black, I'm not going to put it like that, but I'm going to say, like I said before, it's scary to deal with a black man who would rather be a white man, because that's how much you don't love yourself. That's how much you have learned to hate yourself. And then these are the men that not only become husbands, they become fathers, and you procreate with these type of people. And then they put these ideologies in a lineage and a bloodline. It's just like that's something that I had to realize too. I realized a lot of stuff that black people do is still rooted in slavery, and I think that's a large reason why my generation especially gets a lot of slack, because we point out the fact that even though something was right at one point in time does not mean that it was right. Even though y'all had slaves, that does not mean that was right for y'all to ever do that. So as millennials, we look at stuff and be like, I can't believe I actually have to deal with that. Even like I said, a job that I was working at that's been here long before me, since they got their own constitution and whatever they created, them three-letter organizations, been here much longer before me. But I'm like, y'all pay to come to work every day, and y'all don't find that to be a scam. Y'all don't find that to be a problem. Y'all don't find that weird. Y'all don't find that suspicious. You know, even the fact that we still have to work 40 hours, like, y'all don't have to do it like this. Because if they're going to inflate everything else, inflate the dollar. At this point, forget it. But they're not going to do that. And that's why I'm just like, again, I haven't seen The Matrix, but we really need to see it. I'm like, I said I want to start doing fall movie nights, putting my inflatable screen up back here, well, in my front yard, wherever the case may be. But I'm like, maybe The Matrix, if I can find it somewhere, we could do that. But the last thing that I do have as far as a note that says why is it disservice to live in a life that is a popularity contest is because it is a distraction from your spiritual practice. Because honestly, we need to be focused more on God. Because if this political election was rooted around God and, you know, us literally being the best that we can be to do God's will, you know, if it was more centered on, I mean, but everybody, I'm about to say, I guess you can't run based off religion. And see, that's what this is why we're founded off of separation of church and the state. But kind of put that back in there, because baby, it need God at the front and the center, because that's when y'all started doing stuff that's just not right. So bring it back, reel that back, bring that back in here, because the pursuit of popularity can distract you from spiritual practices like mindfulness, okay? Because you'll have people that will sit up there and lie to you, bold-faced lie to you, laugh about it, and want you to believe it, and gaslight you. Just like I said, I can't believe that I was gaslit into believing that I was a conspiracy theorist whole time they conspiring. Why would you call us conspiracy theorists for pointing out all the BS that you did not think that we were going to point out? So we're the conspiracy theorists because you're actually doing stuff and we pointed out. So again, you just a common liar. A whole combination of liars, okay? But that's, unfortunately, lying is also popular too, because people lie about everything. People lie about their name. People lie about their age. I mean, it's just so easy for people to lie, and that's why I'm like, that's also was a part of the popularity contest too, and that's why people wear masks and all these other kind of things, because it's just so